favorite thing working at OCE is the people I work with.
I certainly have a lot of pride working here. It's an incredible group of people.
I love it. People are great.
Working here is like a second home because I find comfort in the things that I do, in the people that I work with.
It's great. I really enjoy working with my team. I have a fantastic group of individuals.
Having all these really pragmatic people that want to make the best product in the world, that's awesome.
It's a great environment. It's a great workplace. I look forward to coming to work every day. It's a very, very good work environment.
I can see the opportunity to grow with the company.
I really, truly feel proud to be a part of this company.
It's more than just a paycheck.
I've really enjoyed being here. It's been a very interesting ride. I can't believe that we've produced 5,000 printers in less than a decade. But I will tell you that people may tell you otherwise, but it hasn't been easy.
The darkest time, that was like just in the lead up to December of 2004.
There were years where, we barely made a profit, and there were other years where we didn't make any profit at all, and we would be, hiring 10 people or laying off 10 people. And it was a pretty much a roller coaster kind of experience.
OCE had to make some decisions. They had invested heavily in this business area, and it wasn't showing returns. And I think they had to decide, could we as a group here, ODGS, build a product that could generate business and growth? And if it could, we'd continue, and if it didn't, then we wouldn't.
Frankly, we needed a home run. We needed to establish ourselves both in the company as a going concern, and we had to help establish OCE in the display graphics part of the market.
The company had gone through some restructuring where the office in San Jose had been closed down.
There was a very big decision made that the talent that was needed in order to be able to design and develop and launch and build the printers resided here. And you don't see it very often, but we went south to north rather than north to south.
Yeah, it was kind of a challenging time and a kind of do or die time.
We had to deliver. There was no fallback project or product. So there was a lot of pressure on that project to deliver something.
There were layoffs. The company wasn't quite doing as well as it should be.
Since I had started in 2001, I'd gone through 2 layoffs over 4 years. Big Tuesday morning, boom, half the company's gone.
I felt like we were left in the sinking ship that nobody is going to send help to help us.
At that point, I think we had a lot of great ideas brewing in R&D. Right, we were in a way had some lack of direction of where to go, and so we were coming up with our own ideas.
We're in an odd place. We weren't sure which direction we were going. In R&D, we were just trying to develop a new product, our new future. We weren't sure what that was going to be.
The large machine that we were working on was called the Orca.
Orca was the next successor to the T220 UV.
When we finally had it ready for people to see, the strategic planning working group with OPCO representatives came to Vancouver to see the machine. They didn't really like it. It was too expensive and didn't have the image quality that it necessarily needed, and it was going to be difficult for them to sell.
In the back room, our R&D people were working on a product called Dolphin.
So really that was a little unofficial project we did on the side in R&D because we thought amongst ourselves that it was a great idea.
So we had the Orca in the main stage and the Dolphin swimming around in the end.
We very quickly turned them around to show them the test bench that we were using to test the print heads, and said, what about a machine like this? Simple, small, straightforward machine with very good image quality, and they loved it immediately.
I think that the beauty with the Dolphin printer was we made things simple. It was a single row printer with a smaller flatbed size.
The problem I have with a lot of things is that if it's simple, I don't like complicating it.
you can leave something out if you can make something simpler. I'd much rather do that than try and solve the complex problems.
Like, if we rip everything out except for what holds the printheads and what moves them around on the media, that's like the core of what you need. That's all you need. Everything else is just miscellaneous.
The Dolphin was like a bicycle compared to a Lamborghini. So starting off building Lamborghinis was going to be a lot more difficult than building bicycles.
We had started that project with 1 or 2 engineers and a co-op student, like putting some stuff together.
Our whole objective as the Dolphin team was to get the machine printing for Christmas cards so that we'd send them all out to all of our friends, and that would be the end of the Dolphin.
At the end of the day, the decision was with Venlo and Vancouver, do we build a fast machine that had okay quality, or do we build a high quality machine that printed very high quality but was a bit slower? And the decision of quality won, which was the right decision, because at the end of the day, our customers could always sell a piece of quality, a print that was quality. But and if it took a little longer to produce, so what?
It was when we started working on the Dolphin product, it became very apparent that this was it. This was a great idea, and that this is what we should throw our efforts into.
Yeah, we thought it had a lot of potential. And once people started showing interest in it, it started to get exciting. Yeah, like maybe we get to go somewhere with this.
Dolphin was the foundation of what we built Arizona on.
I was just looking through my emails from October 2004. Here's one I found which was very interesting for me. There's a line in here that says, Dave Emmett, who was our VP of R&D at the time, informed me yesterday that we are to pursue all the technology required to make the Dolphin printer. To me, that's the turning point. That's the moment where it was recognized that the Dolphin was our future.
There was definitely some tension because people knew that this was really critical. But on the other hand, it was also a fantastic environment in that there was unparalleled focus.
Everybody was absolutely on points. They knew that we had to deliver this fabulous product. It was perform or perish, really.
There was a lot of activity going on, a lot of buzz, and the energy in the air was really strong. You could feel you were part of something starting up that was special.
I think the whole time through the development of the 250, everyone kind of recognized that if it didn't work, there was going to be some serious repercussions.
Everybody was taking their task very, very seriously because everybody knew that we had to succeed with it.
We've had some big challenges where we've had to put a lot of effort into them, long hours, weekends, late nights and stuff, and just like everything you've tried, you can't make a difference. And eventually something clicks and you get that first clue and then you grab onto that and you run with it. And we've always come out the other side.
There were a number of problems or challenges, but a lot of them had to do with innovation because we were not following, we were not rebuilding, we were not re-engineering somebody else's work. We were starting off with something, and it wasn't known. We didn't have any real feel for what it would look like, feel like.
We hadn't had a clean sheet of paper in some time. It had been several years since we'd been able to create our own design from the ground up, and so this was a very exciting opportunity to be able to do that again.
We had the T220G before that, but it was borrowing technology from another company within our organization. So with this ground up design, we were being asked to take like half the cost out of it, and there was a lot involved.
I think one of the biggest decisions was to select the right printhead for the product. We looked at 3 different printheads. The technology we favored in the end was called grayscale technology, which was different from most of the printheads on the market at that time. That enabled us to achieve this higher level of print quality.
In the carriage design, we went all in with a completely sheet metal design. We'd come from a place where we were doing mostly machined parts, sort of expensive, really robust systems. We quickly found out that it just wasn't stiff enough to get us the dot positioning that we wanted. And it had issues with vibration from all the fans on it.
December 2005, we were still considering 3 different ink vendors.
I think Fuji was strategic. On the ink side, for sure, they developed a world-class ink, and I think that's what really turned the market on, was the quality of that ink, with the combination of great product from our side, the Arizona, which was produced a very high-quality print. Fuji also brought the element of credibility to the market, as they were in the graphic arts, and we weren't. OCE wasn't in the graphic art directly, so that brought us instant credibility when they decided to OEM that product.
I think what our R&D team saw in the Project Dolphin, which eventually became Calgary, was a very different way at looking at a flatbed printer. They solved 2 of the big challenges we had in the T220 platform, which was they managed to produce the product at a much lower price point, and they doubled the productivity and increased the print quality by an order of magnitude. It became truly useful.
We were kind of a leader in the display graphics at the beginning, and I hate to say it this way, but we kind of had to make it up as we went.
Basically, with the Arizona, we developed a market, right? There wasn't really a market existing, so we were the first to enter.
You're opening up a market that maybe even people didn't know that there was a market for, and so our sales team and our marketing team are out there, on the grind, selling dreams to people.
Really, at that time, the key focus was on getting the design finished and knowing that we had a solid product. And then the next thing, once we knew we had that, or really at the same time, is getting ready to start building them. So manufacturing, having to gear up to support the incredible positive response we got from all of the customers when they saw the product at the trade shows.
We were changing the rules here. There was something very, very different about this flatbed printer over all that had preceded it.
I think the business case was something like 500 or 600 printers, and that would have been a nice business. But we exceeded that quite heavily, and I think the product just took off.
I can remember customers walking by the stand at SGIA or walking by the stand at Open House, those first 2 events, and literally stopping cold because they saw something print on a piece of rigid media that just shouldn't be possible. There was nothing that could do this before the Arizona 250 GT. We wrote 47 letters of intent on the SGIA exhibition on this 3-day show in the US, and we thought, wow, we may have underestimated the appeal here.
The main struggle at that time was that we had way more orders than we had machines. So allocating who would get what, when, was a big task. The phone was constantly ringing from our OCE opcos who had orders that they've been waiting to fill for months, and they just wanted to know when their machine was going to come.
We built up about a 7-month backlog of orders in the 8 weeks following Open House. Customers were growing less and less patient with us, saying, 4 more weeks, 6 more weeks, 8 more weeks. And we were taking orders that we knowingly wouldn't deliver for months. That was probably the hardest period of time.
We were quite surprised at the interest at the beginning.
I think there was a lot of, a bit of surprise and a bit of shock that it was so successful so quickly, but that quickly gave way to, well, we got to build these printers.
We had assessed our manufacturing space, and while it would have been absolutely adequate to manufacture a couple hundred units a year, it was totally inadequate, for what seemed to be shaping up.
When it became crystal clear to us that there was no way that we could manufacture the 250 GT in our present building, we needed to get what we call Delft 2. So we got Delft 2, and then the orders started to flood in the door.
The biggest challenge in 2007 was really to get the production line going.
The production of the 250 was the most challenging because we were really in a green field. We had to build up the facilities. We had to build up the workforce. We had to develop and implement processes, develop the supply base. There was not anything that we didn't touch during that time that we didn't create from scratch.
It was very busy. We needed shelves, space, storage bins, locations. It was just a full warehouse setup and change.
4 months, we ramped up a building, the floors, the walls, the infrastructure, the IT, the furniture, everything.
In the same way that we started from scratch with the product, we were starting from scratch with an organization as well.
Once we started, we really started. So because we were reaping the rewards of this wonderful printer that we had designed and developed, we had to have people in order to be able to meet the demand, and the demand was huge.
I can remember we had almost like a speed dating hiring event.
We had a hiring bonanza.
Basically hired all of manufacturing, right? There was probably 15 of us with tables set up, just cycling through potential candidates.
We were scheduled to open our doors at 9, and at 8 o'clock they began to line up. When we opened our doors, it was just like this flood of people that came in. We interviewed somebody new every 15 to 20 minutes.
Well over 100-something interviews all in one day.
We saw more than 300 people cross the threshold. It was remarkable. It was really successful.
So everyone was new. We're learning new processes, learning how to build a new machine altogether, something that had never been done in that facility. It was a completely different machine to the light jets that we had previously made.
We were working on the light jet. We were making one a week, and to go now to make in the future at a high point of 4 a day, it almost seemed impossible. But maybe we're a bit naive about it, but we really felt we could do it, and we wanted to prove we could do it. We wanted to prove we deserved to exist.
There was a lot of R&D people in M&L. It was the first time we really built these in quantities.
By the time we are so busy, we have kind of like everybody work on the same table, on that table, the original table, and everybody work on it. Just like, for example, the people working on the racing car, just change the tire. When you see the race car, right? People get together and change the tire at the same time, short time and finish.
The day you walk in, you didn't know what you're gonna do, but you know you're gonna have hundreds of problems to deal with, and just pick the best and prioritize and handle those.
The Arizona 250 was more of a learning curve challenge. It was very much about ramping up our understanding of the technology and adding the features that needed to be added as quickly as possible.
I think one word of advice that will always stick with me is don't quit and don't cry.
I had a gentleman in my team at that time who would come to me almost once a month and tell me, he says, I don't know if I can take it. I may have to quit. And I'd say, now look, we have a deal. You're only allowed to quit once a quarter, and you've already reached your quota. And then he'd laugh and go back to work.
The first time I saw the Arizona 250 GT come off the line, it was kind of like bringing a new baby into the world, right? It was a pretty satisfying moment for someone who had created something.
We were quite focused on flatbed printers, but to, I think, broaden the market and appeal to more customers, we decided, and after some pretty serious investigation in the market, that having a roll option would be a good thing, and we added roll to the base product. And that came out about a year later, but nevertheless was very important in the overall product line.
Now we didn't have a one-trick pony, as it were. We had a product that did a really great job in rigid media, but also did an excellent job of flexible media.
It was the product to have if you wanted to produce a good quality print, rigid or roll-to-roll.
White ink enabled a set of applications that, particularly on rigid media, were very important. Things like the ability to print a second surface image on a clear rigid media like acrylic or PETG or polycarbonate. It allowed you to print on media that wasn't white. So you could print on colored media, or you could print on things that weren't even media.
Hello, my name is Jeff Edwards. I'm the International Product Marketing Manager for the Arizona product family. I want to introduce you to a new member of the family. This is the Arizona Arizona 350 XT.
We had been selling the GT size platforms in Europe for a couple of years. We wanted to expand our available market. We knew there was a set of customers out there that would not consider buying a fixed format size flatbed if it was limited to our GT table size. So the primary reason we developed the XT was to just get at a whole new group of customers. There was this secondary benefit that we didn't really appreciate the importance of until we began shipping these products, the XTs, I mean, and that was the ability to print in a continuous fashion. And that proved to be a more important feature in some markets than the ability to print on large media. When Canon purchased the company, obviously we were all excited to be associated with such a powerful brand. How can you not be excited about working with, one of the biggest, most recognized brands on the planet?
I think the Arizona platform has been, from a wide format perspective, the flagship graphic arts product for OCE.
You can say that Arizona saved this company.
We can print on all sorts of materials. So you can print on glass, you can print on mirrors, you can print on anything flat up to a couple inches thick. So it opens up all sorts of possibilities.
Initially, very traditional sign and display applications, point of purchase and banner type work. And then our customers realized they could do all sorts of things with this product and really build their businesses.
We have customers printing on everything from pens to guitar bodies to CDs and DVDs and binders and notebooks and all kinds of promotional items, right down to, of course, every commonly available graphic arts media.
We probably about 3 years into the product line started to see non-traditional sign and display, non-traditional printing applications come up where the machines were used for industrial applications.
We're constantly surprised by how our customers use these printers.
For me, what resonates is when the customer tells you how successful his business has been as a result of having the printer. That's what really makes you feel good, is because you've done what you wanted to do, which was provide a useful tool to the customer to allow him to grow his business.
Once they have this machine, they don't need to worry about it. They just make them business growing.
It's amazing how, where the printer goes. These printers are sold all over the world.
We've got machines in places like, Siberia and Côte d'Ivoire and, the South Sea Islands and Kazakhstan.
I think we have achieved a lot in the last 10, 11 years.
It's a great product. You go to trade shows and you see other people actually copying us and trying to make it maybe looks a little different because they don't want to say they're just copying us. It's great. Yeah, I think it's, make you feel proud.
There's a lot of satisfaction in knowing that what you've done is good and respected.
We can see the results of our efforts, and we know that they are producing these stunning images that are of photographic quality.
We see many pictures printed by our printer. It's so clear. Yeah, the resolution is so high.
It is so amazing when you see pictures coming out of the printer, and it's really huge.
A few years ago, someone from strategic planning asked me what was the secret sauce of the ODGS, and I said, well, the secret is not in the machine. The secret is in the people.
Over the years, we've had a lot of great award-winning products that in the flatbed market. I'm proud of having been a part of that. But I think I'm most proud of having done it with the team of people that we have here.
I would describe the team at OCE Display Graphics Systems as being dedicated, innovative, and persevering.
I would bet on these guys anytime, because they always perform. They always deliver what we ask them to deliver.
There are a lot of people that have been here a long time, and that says a lot about the organization, and it says actually a lot about the work that we're doing.
The team aspect of OCE is huge. I've worked here for a long time, so that's what I think keeps me here, is the
the culture that surrounds this place?
I'm very proud. I mean, it's for the people I work with. I'm proud of them because they're very professional. The culture, the people here are phenomenal.
Maybe the analogy that I can draw is that it's a little bit like playing in a sports team. You can have 5 or 10 people that are all on the same team, but if they're going in different directions, it doesn't work. But when everybody has that common vision and that common drive, things just kind of click.
We were forged by fire. We absolutely made this happen together. There was no book, there was no steps. It was just what we needed to do when we needed to do it. And we partnered together in this wonderful collaboration to make it happen.
I would describe working here at OCE as being a part of a large family. Everybody knows each other, everybody knows our names.
The nice thing here about ODGS, I think, is that all the different disciplines are under one or actually 2 roofs. So if there's a problem at M&L, they know where to find me in R&D, right? So that way you have a real connection to when you start design up to when it actually needs to function in manufacturing.
The culture is a large mix of different people who come from different backgrounds. And I think that provides us with a lot of diversity in ideas, diversity in knowledge that does nothing but help us.
There's a very good sense of comradeship that people get along very well here, and it feels good to be in this workplace.
There are no barriers. You can pretty much go and talk to anybody. It's pretty open environment from that perspective.
I can drink coffee with Attilio in the lunchroom if it's necessary, but I can also drink with one of the integrators, and that's in hierarchy in the organization. That's quite a large difference. So it's good to have that really flat.
Everyone's focused on the solution, so when things start to get tough, the team really bands together and figures out how to get it done, right? Which is, I think, the hallmark of a good team.
There's been a lot of challenges along the ways and a lot of issues, but what I'm most proud of is that the team here has really been committed to tenaciously addressing issues, resolving issues, and delivering a fantastic quality series of Arizona printers to our customers.
Being able to achieve things with a relatively small but skilled and talented crew, I'd say that's probably the biggest thing, I guess.
Honestly, it's been like being in a roller coaster. It's all ups and downs, steep, sometimes going up, and it was fast environment, but it was a lot of fun.
Working here at ODGS has been a tremendous ride and continues to be a tremendous ride. Working with a great group of people, working on a great group of products, and having fun doing it.
It's been a lot of fun, and the head-down attitude is still there today.
There is no possible way that we would ever be successful without the heart and head and hands of our employees, but it's the heart that they bring every single day, and that's what creates culture.
I would say the team here is a group of people that love what they do, they're invested in what they do, and if they believe in what they do, then sort of the sky's the limit on what can be achieved.
To hear that we were at 5,000 the other week was a bit surprising, actually, and a bit amazing that many machines are out there now.
When I look back on the 5,000 printers we've made, it's almost a maternal pride. I'm proud of all the things we've done as a team. I'm proud of the machine itself. I'm proud of what it means to OCE now as the graphic arts business is continuing to grow and develop. And I'm proud that our customers want our machine and really enjoy working with it.
Incredibly proud. Like I never dreamed we'd hit 5,000, but it's a recognition of all the hard effort of really a strong group of engineers, a strong group of manufacturing people, building world-class facility in this small little niche of the world here, followed up by a strong service organization, support organization, and administrative group, but a core of people that really does put customer first and pushes to do what's right. And I think that's what's been driving us in the past. We do what's right and we do it as fast as we can.
It's been a real journey to get here. When we started on this journey, I never thought we'd get to 5,000 of the similar line of printers.
When it gets to 1,000, you think, okay, yeah, it's going to slow down and we can't possibly keep this type of success rolling. And then there's 2,000 and then you kind of think the same things. And then maybe by 3,000, it's kind of like, okay, well, we've really got something here.
Oh, hitting a milestone like 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000, it's incredible. You just say to yourself, wow. Partly I say to myself, how did we get here? It seems like just yesterday we were setting up Delft 2 and moving M&L in, and here we are at 5,000 printers.
5,000 printers. That's amazing.
I'm very surprised at the number 5,000. That's shocking, it's amazing, it's wonderful.
5,000 is like, it's just a ridiculous number. It's almost incomprehensible.
The fact that we've reached 5,000, I think, is significant, but I just see it as a stepping stone along the way. We've got a long way to go.
It's great to be proud of the history, and I think we should be. I think we should be proud of it. But we shouldn't sit on it. We should keep challenging ourselves to keep going.
We've only begun. We're hoping to double that 5,000.
It's good to achieve more and bigger numbers. Me, at the end of the day, I want to make more, essentially. I want to go to 10,000, 20,000, 5,000 is just a number there.
Yeah, we accomplished a lot, but I want to see more than that. I want to see 100,000 to 1 million.
I think OCE can go even better, and OCE will have a bright future.
We're past the point where we're just getting our feet wet in the market. We're at the point where what we're doing has to be rock solid. It's the first time where we've really dug in and recognized that we're working together with a broader group, with not just ourselves in Richmond, but also with engineers from Venlo and Créteil.
We still have lots of potential to keep moving forward, to come up with new products. And expand from there. One of the things I love most about this company is its constant change, constant growth. We're always going in new directions.
Development life cycle of products here at OCE, we have barely 18 to 24 months to come up with something new. There's a lot of talent, a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills that are put together to come up with ideas to make the next generation of products.
We're trying to develop generation, a product family, a generation basically of products which are going to carry the company for many, many years into the future.
The machines get a lot faster, they get a lot bigger, and how do you get there? I think that's like one of the biggest continuing challenges for us.
I think the future's pretty bright.
There's a lot of exciting things that we can do from a product perspective, but also from a market and application perspective. There's a lot of new customers that we can address and grow our business with.
We have opportunities to develop very, very still market-defining products.
I carry around a few pictures of our products on my phone so that when I'm speaking to people, be it a friend or a family member or someone I've just met, and they ask, what do you do? It's really cool to say to them, listen, you know that little printer you have beside your computer? Well, we build really big versions of those. And if I show them a picture of an XT or a 6100 with a person standing beside it, to see the look on their face when the eyes go all wide and say, wow, that's a big printer. That's a pretty cool thing to be able to do.
I was recently at the FESPA exhibition in Cologne, and a customer from Spain purchased an Arizona 6170 XTS. I'd met this customer before at some previous exhibition, but he came up, shook my hand, and thanked me because he had purchased an Arizona 250, an Arizona 350, an Arizona 550, and now he had purchased an Arizona 6170 XTS. And he had grown his business with ours.
OCE, Dante, take 2.
Is that bad when you have to take 2?
Let's get to the naughty bits of printheads.
Can I plead the 5th?
No, you
Okay,
can't.
no.
It looks simple, Mark.
Ta-da!
You had to strike that.
You don't really want me to answer that.
You're not serious.
You're happy to be here.
I am happy, really, but I'm nervous.
I don't remember hearing about the dolphin.
Yes, come on. Give you a little bit more, slight.
Yeah, the first time I saw the Arizona 250 GT come off the line, it was almost the same as when I just saw my baby girl Isabella born. That's terrible.
So how much video have you gotten of each person? Like 3 hours? How are you guys going to go through all this?
They have.
Let me ask the questions. Okay?
Let's ask you the question.